The day of the collaboration is here, and to say that I was not prepared is a pretty big understatement. I had no idea it was this close, and even though I basically have never played Arknights, and I don't really care for collecting egos anywhere near as much as I do IDs, I was extremely excited for this event. But just before this video starts, I kind of want to tease an upcoming project, which I really shouldn't do. It is so early days right now that it could easily all fall through. But I did ask you all to fill out a form, and I didn't expect to get 90 plus submissions, but it's all around the mirror dungeon, so that's all I'm going to say on the project. Also, sorry for the mess behind me right now. I'm actually working on some changes to the studio, so hopefully it looks a little bit better in the future. By magic, I had acquired some extra summons just before the server reset, but something that I wasn't expecting was the drop rates to be so low. I am stalling, by the way, because I'm genuinely terrified to start pulling, because there is a good chance we don't get any, and I've only got enough to do one guaranteed, and I don't know who I want. How about we start with the paid single pull? There we go, just to warm things up. Yep, that's right, we're getting the bad luck out of the way. Let's do this. I've got a big team building thing I'm working on, so there's loads of IDs that I want, so maybe we can get lucky. Oh. Oh, it's okay, it's okay. It's just the first 10 pull. Oh, oh no. It's okay. We need shards. Oh, oh okay, okay. We got at least something. Oh, I actually need that. I assume that's the ID, not the ego. I don't know if there is an ego. No, yeah, good. Okay, that's decent. Okay, that's an ego, isn't it? Apparently it's a very good ego, so that's quite cool. Yes. I really have a bad feeling today. I really have a bad feeling. What is that? Ah. Is that a healing ego? If I had the stuff to do 600 pulls, I probably would do it. I don't normally get like the sort of FOMO thing that people get, but I really want all of them. Oh, we got something! We got something! It's blue! That helps! We got one! And it looks stunning, look at it! Okay, that's great. We guarantee to have 2. If we could pull just 1 more in the rest of our pulls, I am going to be absurdly happy. Okay, that's decent because I do need to pick up Rhyme Shank. There are so many things I need to buy, so there's almost nothing that could be a bad pull for me. I mean, that's not true. I haven't pulled since Walpurgis. This is quite fun. Presumably an ego, but no, it can't be. She? Blade. Yes. I think it's Blade Lineage Mersault you want, right? Which I don't have. Turn blue. Turn blue. We still have the Lunacy. Oh, this is cool. We got something. Just the one. And it's not a dupe. No, I do have like stuff in mind that I'm trying to get. I thought I had that one. How do I not have that? That's got to be the last Lu association. And Kuro Hong? I think it's Heathcliff that I want. Yeah, ish and about. Oh yeah, you can't click on them again. I wish you could. I'd like that. I think, worst case scenario, I might be able to find a way to get enough balls to get it properly. Or pity. I don't want to though. A dupe? Do I need a dupe Ishmael? Yes I do. But I won't tell you why. But I do. Almost down to the Lunacy. Another potential man. I don't think I've had a one summoning session in this game without getting him. Not one. Not a dupe. Kuro, he says 3-star. Don't think it's Kuro. No, it's Ushi? Is that what they're called? Oofy. Close enough. We are now onto the Lunacy. Don't think about it, just do it. Yeah, this is back to rough. But it started rough, and we got one. Ooh. Don't do this to me. This is really rough. Yes, give me some blue. Or at least a yellow at this point, please. Something? Anything? I think this is my longest streak without anything. This is painful. Oh, it's gone so fast. You've got to be kidding me. What is this? Is this my last 10? This is it. Well, it's a yellow. Yay. Oh dear. Hey! The 2 Yiseng IDs I want at least, you know? Oh, that was so painful. That definitely could have gone better. A lot better. It felt like it just got worse as it went on, where we had so many back-to-back 10 pulls without even a single 3-star. But we did pull the Hong Lu Ego, and after chat voted on a coin flip, we ended up using our pity on the Gregor Ego. Okay, it could be worse. We can get one. You'd think it makes sense to go for the Gregor, but do I even have Gregor IDs I use? Flip a coin in Google, that's a cool idea. Someone call, which one's which? Who's heads, who's tails? Heads is Gregor, tails is Faust. The coin has spoken. There we go. Worst case scenario, we don't get the Faust. But that's okay. And thankfully by the end of the event we actually did manage to pull Faust as well. So we have all 3. So I guess overall I'm pretty happy. But the highlight was probably Ring Sang or Spice Bush Sang. But we did actually also acquire Faust finally on a random single pull, so that's pretty cool. But sadly, just after we finished the summoning, we ran into some technical difficulties. My PC is playing up, by the way. Can you guys hear me? Well, that was weird. Don't know what happened there. After that interruption from Dante, chat actually spent a few hours with me, looking over IDs and coming up with ideas for new teams. My plan was to create a gun team, or maybe a Tremor Bleed and Burn mix, but chat told me that Tremor is really expensive, and you need a lot of egos, which I didn't have. Eventually, GQ himself started teaching me about a really cool team called Poisture, which is basically Poise and Rupture, using Sync Mersault alongside some Heishu. Now, I rarely get to use Mersault IDs. I don't know why, he just doesn't ever seem to fit into my teams. So already, I was quite excited about this. However, future me has an update on this. I took this team, which isn't even finished, into the mirror dungeon, without any intention of going further. I was just doing my weekly run. I was essentially picking up random ego gifts. I had no plan, I didn't even take House Chicken, and I still basically win rated my way all the way up to floor 14 boss, which even when I was playing normally, I just couldn't beat. I had way too many brutalities and other terrible choices by that point. And so unfortunately, this did remind me that Heishu IDs are ludicrously strong, and I don't really like to use them too often. But also the other big drawback is they're already a set team. There's no team building. You just use the Heishu IDs, which I personally find a little dull. Anyways, I messed around in Railway Refraction trying to figure out how you do the double assisted defense with Lord Lu and Mal Faust, and I accidentally beat my record for Station 1. It was super fun though. I absolutely loved testing out some IDs that I'd never considered before, like Sync Salt, who's really good because his skills have a unique ability that stops him consuming rupture count. Maybe this team could be my backup team. After all, the Syncing is still a fantastic team and it's really good at taking down bosses. Until of course you come across those negative sanity bosses. Most recently one absolutely destroyed me, which is why I'm doing this whole new team build in the first place. I decided to use the Poisture team in this collab, just to make sure I understand how it all works. But after the collab, I gotta admit, it's back to the drawing board for me. Now there's a lot more to this collab than just the summoning. There's a new announcer, a new intervello of sorts, and loads of rewards up for grabs. While I've already covered the terrifyingly low pull rates on the egos from the banner, I haven't talked about everything else. The first thing I always like to look at when events start in almost any game is I want to see the shop, you know, what's new that's available. This is actually standard as far as I can tell. I think this is the same thing that comes every event, so you get 40 summons for £22, which $22, sorry. Honestly, for a gacha game, that's incredible. That's really good value. This, however, I don't necessarily think is as good value. If we knew about this price beforehand, then we knew it would have been paid lunacy only. Which is really bizarre. I'm not sure there's ever a need for anything to be paid lunacy specifically, because you can only get it through buying it, so it would just be easy if you just stuck a price tag on it, to be honest with you. If we knew about it prior, what we could have done is actually purchased this. So 650, and then you got 650 times 3, so 650 times 4 basically. So 6 times 4 is 24, 5 times 4 is obviously 2, so I think that comes to about 2,600 lunacy. My maths could be slightly off, I'm doing it rough in my head. But you know, you could have bought it for $7, which I think is incredible value. Otherwise, in straight Lunacy, if you haven't purchased this bundle yet, it's basically $12. What I actually used to do before I got absorbed by Limbus Company and Project Moon was I used to break down cash shop items in games and rate them for how bad they were in terms of value for what you get from them. When I actually first started Limbus Company, I made a spreadsheet to break down the cost of every single pack and compare them to one another. Now, usually when I do this in games, there are some packs that are hundreds of % better than other packs. It's usually a complete mess. But it wasn't the case for Limbus Company. Actually, they were all pretty much identical. Everything was about the same value, meaning somebody at Project Moon has clearly taken the time to figure out how much they want to charge per summon, and they've actually calculated the pack price from there. In my plans for making this video, I did want to cover the story missions. The idea was I'd do it similar to how I've done my Canto videos or my Intervello videos. But I'll be honest with you, I've only just finished 3 Intervellos and a Canto. Right now, my priority is actually working on those videos and those scripts. I know basically nothing about Arknights, so when I was going through this collab, already feeling a little bit burned out from story, it felt like I was reading an 1,000-page essay on something I had no idea what was going on for every single stage. So if I were to cover the story now, I promise you, it would not be fair and it would not do the story justice. Now I know that's a bit of a cop-out. All I can do is apologise for that, take it on the chin, but the timeline as collab does actually fall after Canto 8 and Spring Cultivation. So if you really want me to cover the story, I can do that as a little extra bit on the end of the Canto 8 video. So just let me know in the comments down below what you'd want. To end this video though, because I know people are going to be interested in this, I will quickly talk about 2 of the key fights, the Knight and the final boss of this event. The Knight was actually a really cool boss, and it kind of felt like a hard counter for the Heishu team, because hitting it consecutively would freeze your IDs, causing them to take fixed damage and essentially staggering them. Assisted defense and Lord Lu's skill 3 basically caused your Heishu IDs to hit more frequently, accumulating that freeze build-up much faster. A few failed attempts later, I swapped to the charged sinking team that I felt more comfortable with, and that made the fight much easier. If you're having trouble on this boss, here's 2 key pieces of advice. Number 1, the Knight's defense is clashable, and if you win against it, you will lower the Knight's sanity. Personally, I like to use my fastest Sinner to clash against this guard, to reduce his sanity for all of the other attacks this turn. Secondly, I would recommend only attacking with enough IDs to clash against all the Knight's attacks. Use the others to defend and skip a turn so they don't build up their freeze stacks, as freeze goes away if you don't attack for 1 turn. You can use non-counter guards and evades to soak some damage if needed, but do whatever you can to stop your freeze from reaching 3 stacks. For the final boss, spoiler alert, Mayors, honestly, I don't actually know how this fight works. I read through the kit, but nothing really stood out. Phase 1 is pretty normal, and there's nothing really to mention. But Phase 2 she gets a massive shield that you basically need to whittle down because it doesn't refresh each turn. Once it's gone, the fight's pretty easy. However, I couldn't win any clashes at this stage, and I had to ego spam my way to victory. But as I've said in many videos, a win is a win. So for me, that was the end of the event. As I said at the start of the video, it really didn't help that I've just done 3 Intervellos and a Canto. I just wasn't really feeling up for this sort of content. For me personally, I like to take long breaks between the Intervellos and Cantos. I feel like they can be quite heavy. But also, like I said, I'm working on a massive project behind the scenes, which I really think you're all going to like if I can get it off the ground. And obviously I'm working on stuff behind me, and I've just gone back to uni, so I'm in year 2 for uni. So I am ridiculously busy at this point in time. I promise you the videos are on the way. They are probably going to take a little bit longer. How did your pulls go? Did you get all the egos? And did you get it in less than 400 pulls like I had to do? Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye bye.